I'm going to start, because you all know Mary and Niamh a little bit now. I'm going to start over with you, Vanessa. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing now?
At the minute, I'm studying creative computing in IADT Dunleary, and I'm a vlogger and blogger, and I'm hoping to continue working on what I started in Outbox, making an app to rate public bathrooms.
Ellie?
So I'm Elle Loughran, I'm 17. I've just finished the Leaving Cert, which is the school leaving exams for any non-Irish people. But during that, I've been blogging. I have a blog, elleloughran.com, and also I'm a scientist. I call myself a scientist, so I do research projects. Recently, I did one into using UV light to combat antibiotic resistance. And then in January, I created a website called tigertunity.com, which is designed to connect Irish people of all ages and interests with opportunities in loads of different fields. So that's what I'm up to.
Fantastic. Edel, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm currently going into third year biotechnology in NUI Galway of a 4-year degree programme. And I'm also co-founder and director of Free Feet Medical, which is the startup that I brought to the Outbox Incubator. And I'm also the entrepreneur in residence in the Blackstone Launchpad in NUI Galway as well.
I hesitated to put you, we should have nearly had you in the founders session, but tell us a little bit more about Free Feet.
So it's a medical device for people with Parkinson's disease. So people with Parkinson's get a shuffling in their legs and feet called gait freezing. And Free Feet is a device that reduces the severity of that by about 40%. So we're working on commercialising that at the moment.
So again, you could have been in the health tech section. That's fantastic. Mary, tell me a little bit about just how you feel about seeing all these amazing young women on stage.
It's incredible, really. I'm just one of the lucky people in the world. I have 115 godchildren, and and it's amazing. So yeah, just watching everybody grow and develop and move on and just move forward. That's what we were here for. This is why we did this, and I'm incredibly proud.
Niamh, your experience of Outbox Incubator, what did it do for you? You were one of the youngest, I believe, on it. Am I right? You would have been 12 at the time, would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the experience like for you?
It was really amazing because when I was going in, like, it was such a big age range. I was sort of afraid. I was like, oh my God, am I going to be like the only 12-year-old here? But everybody was so nice, and it was just so much fun.
And why do you think that is? I mean, can anybody tell me what was the dynamic and why, in your view?
I think it was that the STEMettes, they made so much effort and they planned it so well to create community. So, you know, we had all these amazing speakers in and everything, but it was redesigned to build community. Like every Sunday, when a new batch of girls came in, we'd do the name game. We'd all have to come up with, you know, a funny adjective in our name. It was a really relaxed way to get to know people. And I suppose we did build an amazing network, but that's not what it felt like. It felt like we're actually making genuine friends.
I was always kind of scared to go into STEM, and it was the Coder Dojo girls class that attracted me to STEM because I thought it was going to all be boys and I'd be the only one there. But in Outbox, everyone's become our sisters. I know at home I kind of argue with mine, but these guys I turn to for every piece of advice I need, and every day, like, it was kind of like Big Brother, but in a good way.
Big sister.
Yeah. It was amazing. I think we're all going to be friends for life.
That's incredible. And I mean, what about the international element of it? Like, I mean, it's amazing that we had all the great Irish girls there, but I love the fact that it was 6 countries. How about that? Did that kind of open your mind a bit to new things?
Definitely. So with the 6 countries represented, we got to learn a lot more about different people's cultures and how they worked and how they thought about their startups and how they worked in their countries as well. So one of my best friends, Carmen, is from Spain, and I met her at Outbox, and we shared a room there. And it's just great to learn more about how they work and how their universities work and things like that. So yeah, it's great to make international connections too.
And tell me, I just want to get in a little bit more into what you're actually doing. Edel told us a little bit about Free Feet. Starting with you, Vanessa, again, just can you tell us a little bit more about, you only touched on it at the beginning.
So I kind of abandoned my applications I was working on because of college, but having abandoned them, I was kind of bored then in my spare time. So I decided to start up a YouTube channel. I think at the minute vloggers are getting kind of all the new industry in media, and a lot of them are beauty vloggers, and that doesn't appeal to me. And my younger sisters are kind of just buying loads of makeup because Zoella's cool and she talks about it. So I said, what if there was someone talking about STEM? And I love music as well, and I think there's a gap where musicians are starting to use technology a lot more. So I like to quiz them on what they use and how social media helps them.
And what about yourself then, Ellie? Tell just to go in a little bit more detail.
Yeah, so basically, right after Outbox, there were loads of things happening, so it's actually been a really exciting year. So as well as my research, I really love scientific research, and my blog and my website, I do freelance writing, and I also, in September, I was appointed to the youth panel of the British Science Association. So what I've been doing over the last year or so, I've been going over to England and kind of advising the British Science Association how to make science a part of culture. And then also I was named a global youth leader in nanotechnology by the Emerging Technologies Hub, so that was fun. And yeah, basically what I'm just kind of starting to work on now, as well as looking for a summer job, is I'm kind of, so, people were talking earlier about Coder Dojo, and I think the amazing thing about Coder Dojo is that's kind of, it's like a real sense of community. I never actually got involved myself, but I have a lot of friends who are, and there's a sense of community, and there's kind of lots of local centres. So I'd love if there was something like that for science, except for all ages, because I feel like if you're an adult and you for whatever reason, never really got into working in a science career, there are very few opportunities for you to actually do research, and that means that people tend to think of science as just a body of facts and nothing else, which is sad, because the real fun in science is finding out new things. So I'd love to start, kind of a network of local centres where people can actually do research projects. So that's what I'm thinking about at the moment.
I love it. Coder Dojo for Science, Science Dojo. It's brilliant, brilliant. And what about yourself, Niamh? Tell us a bit. I think Silicon Republic is going to have to start using that app. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, so my app, Autojournalist, I've been working on that for a little while because the Coolest Projects was coming up. That was on the 18th of June. And last year, I entered it into the Coolest Projects last year, but I had only sort of worked on the design, and I just got like videos and audio like pieces recording. But now I've worked on getting like login, sign up, and I've worked more on the background of it and saving videos and everything. So basically how the app works is that journalists can set up the questions through the app and send them to the interviewee, and then the interviewee can use their camera or microphone on their phone to record the answers to the questions, and when they send it back to the journalist will have good media content and they'll get a feel for what the person's talking about.
What about you, Vanessa?
I was the kid in school who went around kind of showing off that I loved Doctor Who and I love science, and I still do that on Twitter. But I got turned around and people were like, "Oh, you're a nerd. Like, you don't want to go to the local disco and go do all those things." And I was like, I am a nerd, so what? I embraced it. But I think in Outbox, I had never before realized that you can love every element of STEM and music, and sometimes, going out and having a party and laughing and joking about YouTube videos, and especially cat videos and things. I realized that these people exist, and never before had actually been exposed to so many people who have similar interests. So, yeah.
It's really, off you go, Edel, sorry, I see you.
No, I was just always very over-enthusiastic in biology. What I found about Outbox was that it brought a structure together, and it brought a program put in a nice sense, in the fact that it wasn't competitive, it wasn't overly competitive, and we all had the time and the space to actually get to know each other as people as opposed to as founders. And it was that, I thought that was nice, because before that, while I was kind of entering competitions and things like that, there was no real program or structure that I was involved in and that I had come through. And I think post Outbox now, there's a lot of opportunities coming from it, but as well as that, if you get opportunities, you can share them with other alumni, I suppose, and to help them along the way as well, which is really nice.
I love it. And Mary, tell me one thing. When you're looking at people who are very young in particular, you don't want to be pressuring them into entrepreneurship or anything like that either. And for me, that was where you guys got the measure right. But I do get a little bit concerned that not everyone is going to be a founder, and not everybody is going to be an entrepreneur. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you can still love coding, and you can still love science. And you might be an amazing employee, or you might be an amazing working for yourself, but not starting a company. How important is that, and how important was that philosophy when you were setting it up?
My job was to look after the program. And Anne-Marie and I and the whole team spoke about this at length. So not everybody who came into Outbox had an idea or had a business. Some people were just incredibly passionate about biology or blogging or technology in general or loved to write. And there was this notion sometimes when girls came in the beginning that, well, I'm not good enough because, well, you know, Edel has a business. And, you know, do you see what I'm saying? And
I know exactly what you're saying.
Wait a minute, no, you're welcome, you're here. And not everyone is going to be a founder. But I think those skills and confidence that hopefully all our Outbox executives learned on the program will stand them for the rest of their lives, and that network, because some of our talents lie in many other areas, but we need everyone together to make whatever we want to do possible.
Want to be in the audience next time? Click here for tickets to Inspirefest 2017.